It has recently come to my attention that 2/3 of the emphatics are in fact sleep deprived. I am not in the majority of those people. I am in the minority, but it has come to my attention and it has me rather concerned. I decided to do a little bit of research on sleep deprivation to see exactly what can happen when you are sleep deprived. A while ago, they used to do studies on human beings, but of course, because sleep deprivation is a form of torture, they are no longer really doing those tests on humans. They're instead doing the tests on rats. And in fact, rats turn out to be a somewhat perfect lab animal for several reasons. One is that they reproduce frequently. So if you want to study some defect that may be found because of a drug or a test, it's very easy to see very quickly if it's passed down from the mama rat to the baby rats. Also, supposedly they have genetic purity, rats, which surprised me. I had no idea that rats were genetically pure, but you can, I guess, test a rat and find out if he's got any mutations or problems, and if he does, just toss him out and start with a fresh rat. The third reason that rats are used in lab testing is because, well, they have similarities to human biology, which I never thought of myself being similar to a rat, but I suppose it's possible. And finally, rats are not the most well-loved creature on the planet, and so most people don't make a big fuss about rats being tested. Rats were tested in sleep deprivation and were found to die in 17 to 20 days. They actually died. First their hair fell out, and then they started burning calories like crazy while they were standing still, and then they just died in 17 to 20 days. I got to thinking about that. I thought, wow, how do they keep rats from sleeping for 17 to 20 days? I mean, did they have a lab researcher, scientist guy standing next to the cage poking that poor little rat, with the pencil or something to keep him awake? Well, so I did a little research on that, and you'll never believe this. They actually forced the little rats to run on a treadmill. They trained them to run without stopping. And I thought, well, good grief, how would you ever train a rat? Well, apparently rats are very easily trained through positive and negative reinforcement. And all they did is put the little rat on the treadmill, and they put an electrical grid in the back of the treadmill. So if the rat stopped running, he would run into that grid and get a shock. And it didn't take him very long to discover that running kept him away from being shocked, and he just kept running and running and running. And the ones that didn't learn to run and run and run, they discarded. Don't know what that means. Where's PETA when you need them? This doesn't sound good. I mean, rats, okay, they're rats. Even a short period of time, like 17 or 20 hours, will in fact give you the symptoms of drunkenness. That you will have slurred speech, and that you will sound drunk. And surprisingly, the people who have sleep drunkenness think that they sound normal. I'm exhausted. I'm going to bed.